Don't do it. I'm a virgin.
Cyber Dragon. You know, the deck Konami decided a couple of months ago deserved the banhammer. Well, in this case, more of the band sledgehammer. But after giving this deck a good pounding, apparently Konami decided to take pity on it by giving it a band-aid, which came in the form of a brand new Cyber Dragon structure deck, and a brand new skill. Now honestly, this new support is exactly what I think Cyber Dragon needed. It isn't something so broken that just pushed Cyber Dragon back up to its original power level before it got nerfed, which is why it needed to get nerfed, but it was definitely enough to make this deck feel strong again. And believe me, it's definitely a strong deck now. Top tier? I don't know, as it's pseudo-countered by Harpy, which is currently the best deck in the game, and might still be so even after the new ban list comes into effect, but I definitely think it's a little underrated by most people. I personally took this on ladder today and went 20 wins out of the 26 games I played with it. That's a pretty good scoreline, and as you'll see in the gameplay, the most popular deck I faced was in fact Harpy. So here's the deck list. Now before I get into the deck list, just a reminder that if you are enjoying any of the content you are watching or find any of it useful, to please show your support in the video and for the creator by dropping a like on the video down below and subscribing to the channel whilst you're down there. I make a ton of content every week covering various lists, guides, updates, memes, a lot of memes, and I occasionally run live stream tournaments that anyone can join. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out. Alright, so my list uses 3 of the new cards and the new skill. The skill is called Cyber Style Evolution. At the beginning of the duel, add 1 Cyber Emergency and 1 Power Bond to the bottom of your deck. In addition, the following effect can be used twice per turn and thrice per duel. Select 1 Cyber Dragon on your field and change its level to 5. Cyber Emergency is basically just a monster searcher for Cyber Dragon and is searchable by core, so effectively it means that core is now a spell, trap, and monster searcher now. And Power Bond is basically just polymerization and it doubles the attack of the monster you summon. So this skill is essentially just busted, as not only does it give us some pretty dope cards, but it also lets you make rank 5s extremely easily, multiple times a duel, which is good because our new boss monster is in fact a rank 5. Cyber Dragon Nova. Once per turn you can attach 1 material from this card, then target 1 Cyber Dragon in your graveyard, special summon that target. Once per turn, as a quick effect, you can banish 1 Cyber Dragon from your hand or face up from your monster zone. This card gains 2100 attack until the end of the turn. If this card in your possession is sent to the graveyard by your opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 machine fusion monster from your extra deck. So there is quite a lot to unpack here. Firstly, this card brings back Cyber Dragons in grave, and considering most Cyber Dragon monsters in grave are treated as Cyber Dragon, this is a pretty neat effect, and it combos with its second quick play effect to buff its own attack. Secondly, this card is pretty hard to remove, as if you only have destruction removal, you're just going to struggle. Either you have to beat over a 4200 attack monster, or upon destruction effect and it's sent to the graveyard, you have to deal with this card special summoning any machine type fusion monster, including cards outside the archetype, such as Barbaroid. The other new monster card that we got is Cyber Dragon Nachster. This card's name becomes Cyber Dragon while in the field or in the graveyard. You can discard 1 other monster, special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target 1 machine monster with 2100 attack or defense in your graveyard, special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except machine type monsters. So obviously this card can be used with your skill to make Nova very easily. Discard Cyber Dragon to special summon it, then use its effect to resurrect the discarded Cyber Dragon. Now there are a couple of cool other combos you'll see in the gameplay this card can do. Also keep in mind this card can resurrect things like Chimeratech or Nova in the grave as well. The final new card we got is Cyber Revsystem. This card is basically just a monster reborn for any monster treated as Cyber Dragon, and it protects that monster from destruction effects. It can also special summon Cyber Dragon from your hand. Alright guys, that'll be it for the decklist part of the video. The rest of the video will be gameplay with commentary showcasing the list in action. Remember, if you're enjoying the video, find any of the content useful, to please drop a like on the video down below and consider subscribing to the channel whilst you're down there. Enjoy the gameplay. Alright, let's get into it. So with this deck I played 26 games, and of those 26 games I won 20 of them, which is a pretty damn good showing. And keep in mind this wasn't in Platinum, the season just happened to reset as I went to record this video. If you're wondering why I played so many games of this deck, as most people know when I do these deck lists, generally I play 10 games, and I record the win rate of those 10 games. But in this case, I played 26 games because I was specifically looking for a replay that got this guy summoned, and it took me that long to find someone illiterate enough to destroy Cyber Dragon Nova, because I needed this for the intro, obviously, as you probably saw. So yeah, that's why I played so many goddamn games of this deck list. But it was a really good showing of how good this deck is. I don't think it's top tier or anything, at least I don't think so. It could sneak into tier 3, the meta is pretty weak right now. But it's definitely a really good showing, especially considering, as you'll see in these replays, most of the decks I faced were Harpy Lady, which is meant to be this deck's counter, as it kind of counters Nova. But yeah, it was a pretty good showing. Alright, so first replay. This was against a Harpy player on a 9-game win streak. Also, I just want to point out that I think I played this from Legend 2 to Legend 4. No, sorry, to Legend 5. So if I just won 5 more games at the end, I'd be in COG. Like, this is like the easiest COG deck of your life, so this deck is pretty good. Alright, so this is the main combo you want to do normally. You want to set up a 3-card combo of Core with Nachster and a Cyber Dragon in hand. So we're going to use Cyber Dragon Core to search for our emergency. Emergency can then search Cyber Dragon. Nachster can then discard the Cyber Dragon. Now, you do not want to use Nachster's effect yet, because if you use Nachster's effect now, it would mean you won't end up on a board with Nachster and Cyber Dragon, as you'll see in a sec. So now we use Evolution, make our Nova. Then because we have Cyber Dragon in Grave, we can use Nova's effect, detaching our Nachster, and then special summoning back the Nachster to special summon back Cyber Dragon. And setting our Food Chalice as well. Obviously going to be trying to negate the Channeler. Alright, Evolution going into another Nova. Nova then bringing back the Cyber Dragon, and then we're going to swing in. Bookimoon's our monster. Now we technically could have had lethal here if I activated this monster's effect, I think. Oh no, we wouldn't have had, never mind, because then we wouldn't have this card to attack. Never mind. Pretty tight with this first, maybe. Alright, so Elegant Egotist can be summoning a Harpy Lady, going out for Slash. Now, here's a cool little trick. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is just how the mechanic works or how ordering works in this game, as you'd think after the amount of videos I've uploaded and content I've made on this that I'd understand how rulings work, but I don't know if this is because of the toggle or because of rulings, I'm not sure. But either way, he activates a spell card. This will then allow him to activate the Slash's effect. But before he can activate Slash's effect, I get a prompt to activate my monster effect first, meaning I can effectively chain block him, meaning he can only chain the Slash to his spell card, but if I use my monster effect in between, he can't activate the Slash anymore because he can't chain to it. So effectively he gets chain blocked here. And you'll see me doing this in a few of the replays, so I assume this is just how it works, or maybe it's just how it works without the toggle on, I'm not sure. Maybe someone in the comments can tell me who actually plays this game IRL and pays attention to rulings. But if that is the case, it just means this is not as weak to Slash as I thought it was. Alright, next game. Alright. So I forget what this guy was playing. Either way, gonna summon Cyber Dragon Core, again searching emergency, exact same combo as last game. So if you draw Core in this deck, it's a pretty good chance you're gonna win the game. And you get like about a 50% going first to draw Core and a 60% going second, thanks to the skill actually putting the cards at the bottom of the deck, so it doesn't affect the 20 card deck size for drawing Core. Alright, summoning Nova. He activates Floodgate Trap Hole. Kind of annoying, but we can actually special summon back our Cyber Dragon. then summon another monster. Although we've already used our skill, so we can't make another Nova. Oh yeah, so the only reason I saved this replay is because this was the only replay I got where I happened to top deck the, as you'll see in a sec, Power Bond. This is the only replay I got with Power Bond. Like, I think I used it twice in total, and this is the only time it was actually, like, somewhat useful. This card's pretty bad. Generally, you want this card at the bottom of your deck. It's basically just a polymerization. So, Power Bond, summoning our Rampage Dragon, buffing his attack to 4200, destroying 2 back row, seeing another couple of cards, Overflow, then destroying the final 2 cards, and then we do a bit of BMing. Of course, we instead of using our 4200 attack monster for lethal, we're going to use it to exceed summon another Nova. Let's then bring back Nachster, bring back another monster, and exceed summon again. Which then we could special summon again, but by that point our opponent had enough. Alright, game 3. Another Harpy player. Also on a win streak. Alright, so this time, because we actually had the 3-card combo in hand, we can afford to search for an Overflow instead. And this is like the actual ideal board most games. If you can get this board, it's pretty sick. So Nova brings back 2 monsters. This means you actually have 2 targets for your Overflow. Summons Channeler, summons Perfumer. In response, we activate our Overflow. For whatever reason, he's not using Harpy's Hunting Ground. Not sure about that one. Draws 1 card and then concedes instantly. So that replay was just a good showing of the best setup you can get with the deck. Alright. I think this was a Destiny hero player, if I remember correctly. It was. Alright, so this time we didn't get any Cyber Dragons, but still I only searched for Overflow. Because we can still set up a pretty good board with the cards we had in hand. Make our level 5. Resurrect the Cyber Dragon, and then set our Overflow. Use his Clock of Destiny. Activates the clock. Thankfully, he didn't draw an MST, so he couldn't MST my card, which is kind of nice of him. MSTing this card would be really annoying. He decides to set the MST instead, which of course we're just going to blow up. Summon our core, he activates Floodgate, but this really doesn't matter at this point, because we can add our fusion spell, and yeah, he's pretty dead from here. Yeah, our fusion spell, we can still special summon back with Nova. Yeah, he was hella dead. Alright, next game. Alright, so I don't think this was a mirror match. I don't think. Actually, it might have been. Oh no, this is a Lunar Light player, I think. So, using Core, summoning Vier. And we're just going to search for the trap card here. All in on this trap card, hope he doesn't have removal. So we even set our the spell card as a bit of bait, so if he has removal, he may target that first, so. So keep in mind, Overflow is non-target removal, by the way, so it's a direct counter to Lunar Light. Which didn't matter in this case, because this guy decided he just wasn't going to summon anything non-targetable anyway. He probably knows what this card does. Tries to remove my back row, activate Overflow, destroys 2 cards, And because we already have our Cyberload Fusion in hand, even if we didn't draw this core, we had lethal on board. Provided we didn't have a Karibo or something. Cyber Emergency, searching Cyber Dragon. Activating our system to special summon the dragon from hand. Making Nova. And I think he concedes as soon as I use this card and bring back a monster, or special summon a monster. Alright, final 2 games. And I think this one was a Harpy player, where I misplayed horribly. But this just shows how good this deck is, because even with me misplaying horribly, I made a pretty nasty comeback after I let him make a comeback.
Duel.
So you set 2 back row. I go for core, searching for emergency. So same combos you saw before. Although this time I use machine duplication, which lets me summon 2 Cyber Dragons from deck, because this card's treated as Cyber Dragon on board. So this card lets you special summon 2 monsters with the same name from deck, which is pretty nuts, but it can only be used on a monster with 500 attack. Uses Floodgate Trap Hole. In response, I activate Cyberload Fusion. Not sure I needed to do this yet, considering these monsters when face down can still be used with Overload Fusion. I don't know, it seemed kind of weird, but either way. Rampage Dragon to try and target the Fiendish. He activates it in response. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. So the reason it was bad for me to use the Cyberload Fusion in response to the in response to the Floodgate, as opposed to just letting him Floodgate my 2 monsters, is because Cyberload Fusion would have made my Chimeratech miss timing, rather than if I just let it go off, then activate it, it wouldn't have missed timing, and I could target both back row for destruction. Wouldn't have mattered in this case, he had a negate on board, but still, it was a misplay. You do need to be careful of that. Chimeratech can miss timing on its remove back row effect, so you shouldn't be chaining it to stuff all the time, unless you actually need to dodge something. I can make a rank 5. And then stupidly, this was so dumb, I go to make another one. Which is really dumb because 1, I can't lethal him this turn because of Cyberload Fusion stops you attacking except for the monster you fusion summoned. And now I don't have a monster in hand or on board for Overflow, and I don't have a monster on board or in hand for monsters on board. So a complete misplay here. I thought I had lethal, but I'm dumb, forgot about the Cyberload Fusion effect. I should have left monsters on board so I can use Overflow, and we wouldn't even... The duel would have just ended here, but... That's alright, maybe the replay more spicy anyway. So he's going to summon his Slash, use its effect to return one of my cards to hand, and then beat over the other one because I have no Cyber Dragons. Thankfully not enough for lethal though. We're going to special summon our Cyber Dragon, use our Revsystem to bring back Nachster, who then special summons back the other Cyber Dragon, so we make a rank 5. In response, he uses his Forbidden Lance, and again, because we have priority, we can then use our Nova's effect before he can activate his Slash's effect, so we can no longer chain Slash, and we're good. And he's just dead on board. So I'm still very interested to see if that little combo you do there where you can avoid Slash is because of toggle, or if it's because that's just how rulings work, where you get priority. I actually have no idea. Please let me know in the comments if you actually know that. It'd be cool if it is because of priority stuff though, because it means this deck is actually way better into Harpy than It should be. Oh, so this was actually the final game I played. We nearly demoted out of Legend 5. The only 2 losses we got in like an 8-game win streak. Alright, this is finally the replay that I've been looking for all night. And it was a mirror match too. So that's 2 back row. We're going to use our Cyber Dragon, summon a Nachster, special summon back the Cyber Dragon, Xyz summon into Nova. At this point, we probably know, I was pretty sure what this back row was. So I go for I swing him for my attack, he activates his overflow in response. Now because I want to guarantee I have lethal here, I want to make sure the only card he can hit with his Nova is my fucking Nova itself and not my Cyber Dragon. So I'm going to use this card's effect to then banish my Cyber Dragon so he only has 1 target on board to hit. Destroys my Nova, Nova's effect goes off, summons Barbaroid, Barbaroid swings in, and because it swings in, when it destroys a monster, it does 1000 damage as well. And he is just dead. Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed that. That'll be the replays for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And let me know down below what you think of Cyber Dragon. Is the deck going to be top tier? Is it good? What do you guys think? Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and hope to see you in the next one. Laters.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.